And without representation and not a lot of expendable income to fight a lawsuit, the women worry this could bankrupt them.
Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. Got a video today from Manosphere Highlights Daily. Dr. Chad started a GoFundMe for the defamation lawsuit against the women. Let's check it out. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that. Ciao. It's Chow time.
Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. We're living in some interesting times. We no longer have to rely solely on mainstream media to bring certain topics to light, nor do we have to depend on banks or organizations to fund particular causes. We're closely following the lawsuit of Dr. Lucas Murrey, who is suing multiple women for defamation due to negative comments made in a Facebook dating group called Are We Dating the Same Guy? Dr. Lucas recently started a GoFundMe page and we'd like to share it with you. Remember, listen to all but follow none. We men ain't we? We men ain't we? Now, let's have a look at this GoFundMe page. Support the cause against Are We Dating the Same Guy? Harassment. I personally think that's a good cause. Now, as you can see here, he's trying to raise $60,000. This is a major reason why men get the short end of the stick, because these lawsuits cost a fortune. This is why the average man
I think I'll actually donate to this. Maybe send the man $100.
struggles to fight for his children, and on top of that, you're dealing with a biased court system. You have to protect yourself, guys. That's why I want men to be aware of this case and buckle up, because the defendants also run into the financial machine.
And without representation and not a lot of expendable income to fight a lawsuit, the women worry this could bankrupt them.
At the end of the day, these kinds of suits don't just affect me and Vanessa and our co-defendants, and I feel that a lot of times women are still being silenced.
I feel this case is going to be a game changer, especially if this guy wins.
Again, this is why I'm covering it so on it. And Manosphere Highlights Daily, shout out to Manosphere Highlights Daily for covering this on a daily basis and just going so in depth into everything, helping me be able to use his videos to help bring the information to you guys.
And these women suffer the consequences. Now let's read. Janice, male voice, please.
Hi, my name is Dr. Stewart Lucas Murrey, plaintiff of case number 23STCV14890. For several months, key defendants stalked and spread misinformation about me in the Are We Dating the Same Guy Facebook group. Like millions of people who were posted about in these groups, I was restricted from defending myself. To explain, after matching with one woman on a dating app and giving her my phone number, I ultimately blocked her when I became suspicious of her pictures and lost interest in meeting her. Instead of going her separate way, she posted about me in a few of these Facebook groups, obsessively digging for information, bumping her own original post about me multiple times in a year, and later calling me a viral subject. To emphasize, I have never met this person in my life, and the first time I ever really saw her face was on TV, when she took part in a press release about me. At least 238 Facebook accounts participated in harming me for over a year. Some of their acts included posting my pictures without my permission, tracking my whereabouts, conspiring to harass me, fabricating entire stories, and sensationalizing their unremarkable interactions with me. As of now, I am suing 10 of them who stepped over the line. I will be going into these causes in detail. I am not their only victim. To give you a glimpse of how far these defendants go, please see below. Only viewable on tablets and smartphones. These defendants have been admonished for their acts against innocent people by others unrelated to this case.
As you can see, this example reinforces our previous discussion from the video with the private investigator. It illustrates how women engage in gossip on these Facebook pages primarily for entertainment purposes, rather than adhering to the group's intended function. The moderators are expected to address and regulate this behavior, but we'll dive into that topic further later on. Dennis, continue.
Citing freedom of speech, these women put their needs, insecurities, and amusement over the privacy and rights of others.
Right.
However, when it comes to shining a light on these cyberbullies who type in the shadows, the sentiment changes. Calling herself anonymous defendant on their GoFundMe and depicting themselves with an image of women hiding their faces, The message is different. Privacy is important to these defendants. They value privacy for themselves, but do not see that as a right for others. It is truly disgusting.
Dr. Murrey, man, he is a wordsmith. As you know, Janice is reading all this, and it's making me even more heated against these women.
Wow! The hypocrisy. You can't make this stuff up. The hypocrisy on display here is truly staggering.
Wow.
It's mind-boggling to see how these individuals who hide behind anonymity and prioritize their own privacy completely ignore the privacy and rights of others. By calling themselves anonymous defendant and depicting themselves with images of hidden faces on their GoFundMe page, they are essentially sending a message that privacy is important to them. Yet, they fail to recognize that the same privacy should be respected and maintained for others. The foolishness! It's a blatant double standard that exposes the sheer hypocrisy of their actions. The cognitive dissonance strikes again. It's incredibly disappointing and frankly quite infuriating to witness such blatant disregard for basic principles of fairness and decency.
Free speech relates to government prosecution. Whereas in other countries, you might get arrested for disagreeing with your government, the United States does not prosecute you for such speech. Free speech does not relate to civil acts that harm other people like defamation and invasion of privacy. The government does not protect your unprivileged communication, and the courts will decide if you have harmed someone. This is a case of prosecuting people who invade privacy, skew facts about others, harass others, gang stalk and cyberbully. They thought they could get away with it. This is a case that must go to trial and prevail so that we all can enjoy genuine free speech without fear of being violated.
Fuck. Again, the more he reads, the more I have to donate. Like, I don't donate much to most, what do you call it? YouTubers or anything, because I can't really find a cause to donate. I do have a little bit of disposable income to throw at some of these things. This seems like a wonderful cause. I want this man to win. I want this to set a new precedence against women so they can't just talk shit without any repercussions.
I support a safe space for women to protect themselves against being stalked, harassed, or harmed, and not the other way around. These women exploited the concept of a safe space to gossip, defame, and cyberbully anyone at whim. The acts of these defendants are hate-filled and unrelenting. As many of you know, the moderator Paula Sanchez allegedly banned some or all of them from these Facebook groups. They have since gone on national TV and created a GoFundMe page to ramble about me. Let me reiterate, I have never met most of them in my life. I have barely talked to, if ever, any of them. I only recall meeting one of them and her for less than 15 minutes before I left. Any minimal interaction with them was abruptly cut off by my swift rejection. When I saw them on TV to hold a press conference about me, it was the first time I was seeing most of their faces. They are begging the nation for money. Many people have instead reached out to me to contribute to my cause. I am just one individual juggling the endless antics of several defendants who have so far fluted me with a barrage of media inquiries and false statements. I hope to pave the way for millions of victims, most unaware they are subjects of trashy posts by a trashy woman. If you support my cause, please go ahead and donate, anonymously if needed. The funds will go into the vast amount of legal fees, damage expert, deposition expenses, research, and time to deal with an overwhelming amount of work against multiple defendants. We have a lot of work ahead of us. But I believe that ultimately there should be a class action on Paula Sanchez for the harm she has caused millions of people in misguiding her own members.
Paula Sanchez, the founder of these Facebook groups, plays a central role in their operation. As we discussed in our previous video with the private investigator, these groups promote toxicity and often do more harm than good. The authenticity of information shared is poorly measured, and there's a conspicuous lack of privacy and confidentiality. What is even more disturbing is that users can freely post about men without their consent. Clearly, defamation is a legitimate ground for a lawsuit in such an environment. If men would do the same thing, this group would be shut down in 24 hours by Facebook themselves. Once again, listen to all, follow none. I'm not telling you to donate. I'm telling you to do your own research.
I'm not telling you guys to donate. I'm just letting you guys know. I think it's a good cause. There's a reason why I'm covering it. Even though I think the doctor's a douche, but he's a douche for a good cause.
Thank you for your time. Please check back. I have seen more media appearances by 2 of the defendants and will address details. I am also open to answering questions. More on this and other updates soon.
Patreon supporters, salute!
Shout outs to Manosphere Highlights Daily. I actually think the doctor is putting up a lot of his own funds and his own capital to pursue this lawsuit, but he does need some help, and it's understandable. It's probably going to cost this man, 3 figures or more to settle all of this. So I don't mind donating maybe $100, $50. I can cover that, and it won't hurt my pockets. And I feel like this will move the agenda of what us men want. So please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.